Good morning. Welcome. Thank you for joining us in person, those of you in the sanctuary, for braving yet another day of nonstop rain. It's a good day to be a duck, Phil said yesterday and today. And those of you joining online, we are so grateful that you are able to be with us whenever and wherever you are. And if our dear Valerie Odin is watching from afar, then we extend our love and warmest wishes to you as you embark on your leave. This, the first Sunday without you until September. My name is 𝗥𝗶𝘃𝗏𝗏, and I have the honor and privilege of being the chair of the Spiritual Formation Committee and a member of Riverbend United Church for the last 9 years. And together with my co-conspirator, Jill Spanner, we have put together what we hope will be a very meaningful service on this National Indigenous Peoples Day. We ask that you sit with open hearts and open minds as we engage in this work together. You would have noticed in your order of service that there was meant to be gathering music from the 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗏 singers. We had some technical difficulties, so unfortunately we weren't able to listen to that music, but gratitude to Sherry, of course, for springing into action and playing beautifully as she always does. But I would invite you, if you have a moment at some point or another, you can find the singers on YouTube, and it is quite beautiful. It was the opening of the most recent Juno Awards, and thanks, Jill, for sharing that with me. So I would like to invite Jill to, are we doing, oh, sorry, Holly. I'm new at this.
I have one announcement. Good morning. I'm Holly Rourke, and I'm here on behalf of the CARE team. I just want to remind you of our scam and fraud presentation this Wednesday in the church basement from 6 to 8. So, do you know how to spot a scam? I think I do, but honestly, scammers are becoming more sophisticated, and fraud can happen to anyone, any one of us. Currently, there is now reports of a marketplace scam. And do you know the warning signs? Will you wait till something happens, or do you want to know how to prevent that? And if you do, please come to our presentation. You'll learn how to recognize scams, protect your personal information of becoming a fraud victim, and we know the more information we have, the better prepared we will be. So there's a sign-up sheet in the narthex. You can see me after church or call the church office. And again, it's on Wednesday night at 6 to 8. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Holly. Are there any other announcements this morning? Okay, well, before I invite Jill to start us off in a good way with a commitment to living in right relations, I also just wanted to express gratitude to Paula Roberts for her participation in helping us plan this service, and a special warm welcome to Karen West-Weeks, who will be an important part of the service later on and is a guest with us here this morning. So much gratitude, and Paula will do a formal introduction later in the service. So over to Jill.
Morning. Morning. Also nervous. Our theme for today's service on National Indigenous Peoples Day is living in right relations. Living in right relations with Indigenous peoples and with our Mother Earth. In thinking about the land acknowledgement, I want to encourage us to hear the invitation in that theme, living in right relations. This is not just another announcement that we let drift by as we settle into our pews, turn our phones off, get out our reading glasses. Recent news stories force us to really engage with the hard work of reconciliation and being a treaty people. Our own provincial Supreme Court found a referendum proposal lacking in acknowledgement of Indigenous rights and rejected it. The courts have determined that treaty rights can't be just ignored. Does a treaty people persist in such an action? Recent court actions in Eastern Canada have found in favor of Indigenous nations in land disputes, with a huge forestry company and several private homeowners. It is one thing when it's a big company that could lose access to land, and another when it's the family cottage. My own husband's beloved golf course is on Treaty 6 and homeland of the Métis people land that he knows was stolen and sold to benefit an entrepreneurial Indian agent. These are hard questions about our relationship to the land, which is different from the Indigenous relationship and understanding. Our settler way of thinking sees land as to be tamed or owned, where our Indigenous brothers and sisters see the relationship not as dominance, but as stewardship. And most remain willing to walk with us to find a new way to walk on it together. May we be as willing to remain open to the possibility of that.
Let us pray. Creator God, we come together with open hearts, seeking to be guided in how we live with and alongside one another in a world that can feel divided. Draw us closer into relationships grounded in care, respect, and understanding. Teach us to listen deeply, to act with kindness, and to walk with humility. Help us to recognize our responsibilities to one another, and give us the courage to live in ways that bring healing, justice, and peace. Be present with us in this time, shaping our thoughts, our words, and our actions so that we may live in good and right relations in all we do. Amen.
Please join me in the call to worship. Creator calls us into relationship with the land beneath our feet, with the waters that sustain life, and with one another. We come seeking wisdom, humility, and peace. From the beginning, Indigenous peoples have known this land as sacred and have lived in relationship with all creation. May we learn to walk gently and respectfully upon the earth. Our prophets call us to do justice, love kindness, and walk humbly with God. We are called to live in right relations. In gratitude for treaty relationships, past, present, and future, we gather as people still learning how to live together with honesty, courage, and care. May our worship today deepen our commitment to reconciliation, right relationship, the land, and our shared futures. Come, let us worship the Creator who calls us into community. Let us worship in hope, in humility, and in love. Let us worship with open minds and open hearts.
Please join us, standing as you are able and inclined, in singing hymn number 41 in more voices, O Beautiful Gaia. All right, I'd love to invite any children that are here to come up to the front, and Elise is going to come and be my helper. She's my child, but she's 18 now, so technically a grown-up. All right, and I'm just going to grab a few things here. And anyone who's young at heart that wants to come up sure can as well. How are you today, Quinn? Good. Do you know what makes this day special? You don't know? Well, today is National Indigenous Peoples Day. Do you wonder why we might have a National Indigenous Peoples Day? Not sure? That's okay. We're all on a learning journey. And we take this day especially, but every day in the calendar year, to be mindful of and grateful for the Indigenous peoples of this land who were here long, long, long time before you and I were here and will be here for generations to come. So what I wanted to do today was to share a little bit with you, Quinn, and everyone out in the physical space here and online, some sacred symbols that I've had the opportunity to learn about from colleagues, Indigenous friends, Indigenous knowledge keepers, and especially Indigenous elders. So everything that I'm going to show you, Quinn, and everyone here today has been gifted to me, and I feel so grateful for that. The first thing that I wanted to talk a little bit about, and Karen is wearing one as well as me, is the skirt that I'm wearing. Can you see? Can everyone see that? Do you know what kind of skirt this is, Quinn? Elise?
Ribbon skirt.
It's a ribbon skirt, that's right. Women, Indigenous women and girls often will wear ribbon skirts, and I'm not Indigenous, but I'm wearing a ribbon skirt because it was gifted to me to wear. And when I wear it, I remember that I walk alongside and in allyship with Indigenous people. The ribbon skirts are worn by Indigenous women and girls to represent identity, strength, resilience, connection to culture, and community. And the colors and the ribbons often carry very special meaning for the person that are wearing them. Everything on this skirt reminds me that relationships matter. Do relationships matter to you, Quinn?
Yes.
Yes. I bet they matter to everyone here and worshiping online. They connect people to each other. They connect us to the land and to Creator. And in this church, sometimes we refer to Creator as God, but Indigenous people often just refer to Creator. In our tradition, we gather in places like this church to connect with God, but Indigenous people might not gather in a place like church to connect with Creator. They might do it on the land, in a special structure like a lodge, a sweat lodge, a teepee, or in other different places. Different practices, but all about relationship, respect, gratitude, and listening. And now I'm going to show you something else. Elise is going to pass that over to you, Quinn. Can you hold that up for everybody to see? What does that remind you of? What is that? Do you ever braid your hair? Yeah, it's a braid. Do you know what it's made out of?
Oh, sweetgrass.
It is. It's a sweetgrass braid. It's one of the sacred medicines used by many Indigenous peoples, and it is often braided. They pick it, and when it's still pliable, they braid it together and put it into a tie. And it reminds us of kindness, of gentleness, and of connection. It can help us to focus our prayers and remember our relationship with Creator, with the land, and with one another. And you know what I do sometimes, Quinn, before I have a hard meeting or I have to have a difficult conversation with someone? I hold on to the sweet grass and I close my eyes and I take a breath and I just ask for focus and to remember relationship. So that's sweetgrass. Okay, sage in the. No. Yeah. Okay, what does that look like? Can you hold that up for everyone to see? What do you think it is?
Jar.
It's a jar, for sure. Do you know what's in it? If you could guess what you thought was in it, what does it look like?
Brown leaves.
Yeah, it does. It's leaves. It's sage. So this is sage. We can pick it on the prairie. It's all around us. And it's another sacred medicine. And it's often used for cleansing and purification. Sometimes Indigenous people use it, and non-Indigenous people too, to smudge, to help them clear their head, clear their heart, help their body, and be in good intention. So it helps us to prepare spiritually and emotionally, especially before a ceremony or before we're doing prayers. So that's sage. And another thing that I want to show you is this. You want to hold that up for everyone to see? What do you think that is? It is. It's a bag. What does it feel like is inside that bag? Something squishy? Well, it's tobacco. And tobacco is one of the sacred medicines. It's often used as a way of lifting up prayers to Creator. It's a way of saying thank you. Or often we will use it to ask for something, for help, for guidance, or for teachings. It's not just an object. It's part of a relationship built on respect and humility. And the red is a particularly important color in Indigenous culture as well. It's fire and strength. Okay, here comes another object. Yep. This one's a little bit delicate. It's stuck in the. That's why I needed my helper up here. Do you want to hold that up for everyone to see? What does that look like to you? Sticks? What else? What else is there for people in the back that might not be able to see? What else is there? Ribbon and a rock and sticks and fabric, and then there's some medicines inside that. This is a bundle. They're sacred collections of really important items and teachings. We care for them with great respect, and they often hold prayers for us from other people. They remind us of our responsibilities, of memories, of relationships, connections to community, and to Creator. And this bundle was gifted to me by Indigenous faculty and staff when I first arrived at the University of Alberta in the Faculty of Education. And it reminds me every day of my responsibilities to Indigenous students in our faculty, to the Indigenous colleagues that I get to walk alongside, the elders, communities, and their children. So it's a good reminder always of what I need to do every day in my job to live in right relations. All right, one more thing, and this is kind of a big thing. Oh no, that's another tobacco tie. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to get Elise to take this out and unwrap it and hold it up for everybody to see. And Quinn, maybe you can help her. Do you think you could help her hold one side? And I'll stand up so I don't get lost in the blanket. There we go. What do you think this is, Quinn, if you look at it? It is a blanket. What's on it?
A store.
It's a star. This is a star blanket. It's one of the most important and most meaningful gifts in many Indigenous communities here in Treaty 6 and in other territories as well. We care for this star blanket with great respect. It's often given to someone to honor them, to celebrate who they are and what they've done. And so the star in the middle represents, what do you think the star might represent? Where do we see stars, Quinn?
In the sky?
Yeah, stars in the sky, which remind us of our connection to Creator, to one another, and to the universe. The blanket itself is a symbol of love, of care, of protection, and of honor. And when someone is wrapped in a star blanket, it's like the community is wrapping them in love. It says, we see you, we honor you, you matter to us. Star blankets are given to people at important times. So they can be given to someone at graduation. So Elise just graduated from high school. So you know what we would do, Quinn? Is we would wrap Elise in the star blanket. Do you want to help me do that? Okay, can you take that side? Yeah, walk over. Yeah. Yeah, there we go.
I feel like a burrito, thank you.
She feels, all right, so Elise is wrapped in a star blanket to symbolize something really meaningful, and that is that she's just graduated from high school. It might also be for a naming ceremony when you're receiving an Indigenous name, times of healing, or to recognize someone's contributions. So I was gifted this star blanket by an Indigenous colleague and friend, Chris Scribe, Treaty 6 in Saskatoon, for being a good ally and supporting his work through the Think Indigenous organization. And it was a real honor and a privilege for me to be gifted with that. And it reminds me of my responsibilities every day to work and walk and live in good relation, right relation with Indigenous peoples. And the star reminds us again, Quinn, that we are all connected to one another and something much greater than ourselves. So thank you so much for helping me with these sacred objects and learning a little bit more about Indigenous knowledge, wisdom, traditions, and culture. So thank you all very much, and we'll just take a moment to clean up here before we continue with the service. We've got a hymn, yeah. I can't remember what hymn it is. Thank you. Now I know how Alec feels up here.
Song of praise.
Me again. All right. So Gospel of Matthew 7:24-27, and this is from the First Nations version, which is an Indigenous translation of the New Testament. So if you haven't read it, I highly encourage that. All right. The ones who listen to me and walk in my ways are like a wise man who built a grand lodge on a solid ground. The rain poured down, the streams flowed, and the strong winds came. They all beat against the lodge, but it stood strong against the storm. Nothing could shake it, for it was built on solid ground. The ones who hear my words but do not walk in these ways are like another man, a foolish one, who built his lodge on top of the sand. When the storm came against it, the lodge crashed to the ground, and all that was in it was lost. And now this is also from the Indigenous translation, Gospel Romans 11:17-18. Some of the branches of this olive tree were broken off, and you outside nations have been grafted in from a wild olive tree. This means you now share in the health-giving sap that comes from the roots. So do not think you are better than those broken off branches, for you are also a branch supported by what the root supplies. And now, please join me in Voices United, Psalm 85. This is like speaking and singing, so exciting. So the what was singing? Once you were gracious to your land, O God, you restored the fortunes of Jacob. You forgave the offense of your people and pardoned all their sin. You drew back all your displeasure and turned from your fiery wrath. Restore us again, God our Savior, and put away your just anger towards us. Will you be angry with us forever? Will you prolong your wrath to all generations? Will you not revive us again, that your people may rejoice in you? Let me hear what you will say, O God, for you will speak peace to your people, to the faithful who turn their hearts to you. Surely salvation is near those who fear you, and your glory will dwell in our land. Mercy and faithfulness will meet justice, and peace will embrace. Faithfulness will spring up from the earth, and righteousness will look down from heaven. You, O God, will give what is good, and our land will yield its harvest. Righteousness will go before you, and the paths of your feet will be peace.
Please join us standing as you are able in singing Deep in Our Hearts from More Voices, number 154.
There is a
wanted to take a few minutes to share with you some of the learnings and the teachings that have been offered to me around the circle and what it means to be in circle. In many Indigenous ways of knowing, the circle is a sacred teacher for each one of us. It reminds us that no one stands above another. No voice is more important than another. Each person carries a gift, a responsibility, and a story. In the circle, we really learn deep listening, not to respond necessarily, but to understand. We learn that everything is connected: the land, the water, the plants, the animals, and all of us as human beings, not unlike what we learn in our Christian traditions. And we learn that what impacts one part of the circle impacts the whole. This way of understanding the world calls us into right relations with one another, with creation, with the four-leggeds, the more than human, and with the Creator. In our Christian tradition, we hear echoes of this truth. We are taught that we are one body with many members, that each part matters, that we are called to love our neighbors as we love ourselves, that we are bound together in covenant with God, the Creator, and with one another, that we are called to live with humility, with responsibility, with respect, and love for the earth and for each other. Today, as we gather in this circle of community, I invite us to reflect: how do we take our place in the circle? How do we learn to listen more deeply? Not just to one another, but to the land and the earth. How do we live in right relations with intention and care, an open heart, and an open mind? I would invite you, again, standing as you are able, to join us in singing Draw the Circle Wide in more voices, 1, 4, 5.
Circle
So this will be the time for sharing our joys and concerns within our own circle, and perhaps our relations outside of this circle in this room. I would like to have a prayer extended on this National Indigenous Peoples Day to my cousins, Joanne, Diana, and Paula, who are Métis. Their father, my Uncle Eddie, David Uncle Eddie, Ed Teye, I feel I should say his name, was a nephew, maybe great-nephew of Louis Riel, the revolutionary Métis leader who was hanged. So my prayers go out to them and all people of the Métis homeland. Any other prayers?
Okay, so this is kind of like a joy and concern, and also a bit of a shameless plug, I won't lie. So 2 weeks ago, I graduated high school. And in my last semester of high school, I got to experience, I think, what will forever be my favorite course, which was Indigenous Studies. So me, along with two of my friends, Aaron and Liam, got to do a project inspired by the 94 Calls to Action. And for our project, we did research on missing and murdered Indigenous people, but specifically their individual stories, because what we've found is mainly just statistics about stuff. And so we started an Instagram account and did 14 days of posts about the stories of missing and murdered Indigenous peoples. Some for only one Indigenous person, some for many. But that was inspired by Samuel Bird, who I think if you lived in Edmonton last year and were watching the news, you knew who he was. So that was Liam's best friend's younger brother. So we have a very personal connection to the story. And so we did 14 posts in honor of his 14 years of lives. And I found it to be both a joy and concern. A joy to be able to have the opportunity to learn so much, but also just how heartbreaking every individual story was and how personal every story was. You hear about the stats in the news and you don't really get to be touched by every individual person, and so I found it profoundly touching to be able to really dive deep into who these people were. So if you're ever interested in talking about that, please talk to me. We do have an Instagram account. It's saytheirnames_HAHS for Harry Inley High School. But yeah, that was definitely a very touching aspect of my last semester.
Thanks, Elise. Anyone else?
With the hymn we just sang, Draw the Circle Wide. Well, today, the sun is in the dead center of the equator, and we have equal day and night. Unfortunately, with the weather outside, I don't think we'll get to see the sun, and this day will pass without us seeing any difference. 17 hours, 30 minutes, and 14 seconds of daylight and equal darkness. Tomorrow, we go on the other side, and the southern side of the equator, and the day starts getting shorter. Hope for and pray for sunshine tomorrow.
Marlene? Pass that over. I'll come around.
Ron and I will be celebrating our 66th wedding anniversary this Wednesday on June 24th.
Wow. I suppose I should also say a joy to and congratulations to all the fathers with us today. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Anyone else? Okay.
All right, thank you so much, Jill. We will bring these prayers, these joys and concerns with us into the next part of our service. And I would like to invite, with so much appreciation, Paula to come and introduce our very special guest, Karen Weeks-West.
Thank you. You can see Karen there. This is Karen Weeks-West. And she's sitting in the choir, which is where I expect to see her. We've known each other for quite a number of years. I have lost count, but she has been in both of my choirs that I've conducted, I don't know, for a long time. She is a soprano, and she is the person I rely on to sing that highest of high notes exactly in tune at the end of every one of our big numbers where that's required. So thank you for that, Karen. I really have an awareness of your heritage for quite a number of years, but she is a person who, if there was kind of a question of ethics that came up in some lyrics or something, Karen was always there to set us straight. And then lately I have noticed she did a round dance for us. It was on Reconciliation Day, which was interesting. And then later on in the year, I witnessed her. You've got a drum as well, and she's playing drums. So I've been learning these new things about Karen. And so I'm just so happy to welcome her here today. And can we turn it over to you to tell us a little bit about round dancing, perhaps? And we were going to see if we can actually do a bit of a round dance up front.
Thank you so very much. Thank you all for having me here today. I really appreciate this. Thank you, Jennifer, for inviting us. And it's been really a joy listening to all your words, all the hard work you put into sharing some of Indigenous culture with everyone. And it was really neat for me to feel the familiarity. So I am a member of the Cheyenne and Arapaho tribes of Oklahoma. I'm a cousin from down south, as I say. So not one of the tribes you hear around here very much, but so many similarities in what you were talking about. We use sage and tobacco and sweetgrass in our ceremony. And our most important ceremony throughout the year is the sun dance. And so I'm Southern Cheyenne, I should say, and so when the US government was herding people onto reservations, it split the Cheyenne tribe in half. The Northern Cheyenne stayed in South Dakota and on a reservation there, and then another half of the tribe was sent down to Oklahoma, where they were starting to gather tribes until they discovered there was oil there, but that's a different story. So the Arapaho were traditional allies of the Cheyenne, and so it's a confederated group of two tribes, and so I am Tzitzitass, which is our word for this particular group of Cheyenne people. My ceremonial name is 𝗥𝗶𝘃𝗏𝗏𝗏, and that means bird woman, and part of the reason that is my name, I got it as an adult, is because I do enjoy singing, and so thank you so much for letting me sing with you today. I feel right at home in the choir. And in our tribal traditions, as Jennifer was mentioning, all of our ceremonial traditions take place in teepees. Teepees are round. You were talking about the steadiness of the teepees, and I can remember one Sundance, big storm came through, and so there's a big camp that people set up, and lots of families have teepees, and then there are tents for sort of supplemental family members. And after that storm came through, all the tents were down, but all the teepees were still standing. And so there's something to be said for that strength that comes from a circle. And so round dances are a way of not enforcing, that's the wrong word, of celebrating that. And there are social dances, there are many different occasions in which you can have a round dance, and celebration is one of them. So I am grateful to be celebrating with you today. So yes, you've been given a little warning. We're gonna ask folks to come up front. I think our round dance is going to be a little bit more like an oval dance, but that's okay. As long as we've got basically the outlines of a circle, that's good. So thank you for mentioning all that about the solstice. This is a very important day for a lot of Indigenous cultures. In fact, that's why Indigenous Peoples' Day is today, because following the sun was how everyone knew what time of year it was, knew when to plant crops, knew when to follow buffalo. So the Sundance, I keep saying the Sundance, sorry, I'm a little nervous. The circle round dances go to the left, you step to the left because you're following the sun. So you go west to east. So when we start, that's what we're gonna do. And it's pretty easy, it's just step together, step together. And so when we're standing next to each other, I'll ask you to put your left hand up and your right hand down, and then it's very easy for us to join hands, and we'll rock back and forth a little bit to keep the beat going. And you'll feel it as we get going. There's the power of the circle, the power of our spiritual togetherness. So don't worry so much about if you're doing the steps exactly right or your arms get off. The point is we're all here together, we're all celebrating together, all of our spirits are together, and when we dance together in a circle or oval, it strengthens that, and we reinforce each other, and our prayers will go up to Creator together that much stronger because we're all doing it together. So, if you will please, come on up.
As you wish or are able. If you want to just watch, go ahead. And then you're moved to join us, come on down.
I'm changing my mind because all of you are doing this, which is wonderful. I think let's try and do a circle like around this group of pews. I think so if everyone in front can turn around, if everyone here can face that way, and maybe the folks in the back could go around, and can you start wrapping around this way? Yeah, so we're gonna try and circle these pews right here if we could.
Here has a space for us to get behind, so maybe we could do like the pews on the left.
Okay.
To get around in front of the, so that might work a little better. But we can go through the middle, I guess. That might
Yeah,
just
well,
be
I think we have enough to go all the way around, was what I was thinking. Yeah, so I'm sorry, these folks, could you come in the middle? I think I was gonna we're gonna try and circle this group of people. I think we have just about the right number. You are in the perfect spot. Thank you so much. Can you come over here? Yeah, so I'm sorry, if you could come to the middle right here, and then we're gonna try and go around these pews right there. There we go, looking good. Hello. So as we get going, I will also note this song is called Angel Eagle, and it's by a drum group called Young Spirits. They're a Cree drum group from Frog Lake, Alberta, and they've won a couple of Juno Awards. They're great.
Some other soul to save. Angel Eagle, come on down. Hear our drums, because I need you now. Hey oh, hey oh, hey oh, hey, 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 to find some other soul to save. Angel Eagle, come on down, hear our drums, because I need you now. Hey, oh, hey, oh, hey. Angel Eagle, come on down from the heavens just to help us on our way. They come to teach us, then they leave us to find some other soul to save. Angel Eagle, come on down, hear our drums, because I need you now. Hey, oh, hey, hey, oh, hey, hey, oh.
Okay, from the sublime to the ridiculous. Well, maybe not the ridiculous, but this is the part of the service that no one who plans a service wants to do. And I drew the short straw, and that's the talking about money part. So you all know about sharing our gifts, and the ways to do that are on the screen. I chose today to mention another way in which we learn to live in right relations. Many of you may know that the Haida Nation celebrates the potlatch, or the feast, a ceremony where possessions, treasures, are given away, not in order to gain, not held on to, but given away in order to gain status. And a Cree feast always ends with the surplus food being given to those who need it. In these cultures, wealth exists in the community, in the circle, not in the individual members. So maybe that's something we think about as we consider giving our time, treasures, and talents.
Thanks so much, Jill, and thank you again, Karen, for leading us in that really beautiful, meaningful, joy-filled round dance. And thank you to all for the ways in which you participated this morning. It filled me up. So let us now turn to More Voices 209, standing as we are able, and sing together our closing hymn, Go Make a Difference, on this Indigenous Peoples' Day.
Go make
we go from this place remembering that we are a treaty people, bound not only by history, but by living responsibilities to one another. May we walk gently on the earth, honoring the lands and waters that sustain us and the Indigenous people who have cared for them since time immemorial. May we carry forward the teachings of respect, of listening deeply, of acting with humility and courage, when we are called to repair, restore, and renew. And may we seek in all that we do to live in good relation with one another, with the land, and with the Creator. Go now in peace, with open hearts and willing spirits, to do the good work that is ours to do.
Amen.